We record this so people who can't make it have the opportunity to watch it later. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm Robin, one of the co-founders of the Institute, along with my partner in crime, Antonio. He and I both started the Institute about 18 months ago now, coming up for 2 years. And our reason was that we shared a passion that we wanted to support leaders who had mostly been taught how to plan, but not how to implement. And we wanted to create a platform that not only shared how to implement strategy, but brought people together who share the passion. So having this session with all of you now is literally living our, I guess, our dream, what we wanted to achieve. So thank you for giving us this opportunity. Thank you for being part of the Institute. And what we're going to cover in today is we'll do some updates of what's happening after the introductions, some of the new developments. As always, we have a few new things happening. And then the bulk of today's session is going to be on a debate of culture versus strategy. So looking forward to seeing that. I'll just let Yolanda in. Okay. So because we're a smaller group this evening, there's 10 of us. Can I invite, and I'm going to go across the order that I have them on my screen. Biani Johnson, if I can ask you, Biani, if I can ask you to go first. Just introduce yourself, where you're located, and how long you've been with the Institute. Well, what you do is more interesting, what you do.
Okay.
We do those three. So where you're located, yourself, your location, and what you do. If you can kick off. Thanks, Biani.
My name is Biani Johnson. I'm located in Iceland. I'm a co-founder of a company called Decide Act, which is developing and marketing a software platform for implementing strategies, complementary to the whole process of implementing strategies. And doing that because for 25 years I've been a strategy consultant, becoming tired of all the fancy documents I've helped people to produce, which became of nothing. So that's my passion, to try to help people do something with the documents they produce in their strategy.
Benny, thank you. Then we'll go David and then Gerald. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, hello, hi guys. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. So I'm David. I'm based in Singapore. Same as you, Robin. I'm part of a company called Abbott. That is a pharmaceutical company, diagnostic company, mostly, where we are probably well known for the COVID tests. And I'm part of nutrition business divisions, where I'm leading digital transformation in Middle East from Singapore.
Hey, so David, how long have you been in Singapore?
Oh, more than 10 years now.
You're still a youngster. I mean, you're 30. I've actually worked with Abbott's in the past as well.
Okay.
I know the company. Yeah. Good to meet you virtually. Hopefully we'll meet for coffee. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
Okay, thank you for that. Gerald, you're next, and then Biani.
Okay, so my name is Gerald Leonard, and I am in Daphne, Alabama, near the Gulf Coast in the United States. I'm the CEO of a company called Turnberry Premier and Productivity Intelligence Institute. So I have two companies. One is a consulting firm that does implementations of projects and programs and IT projects and cloud migrations. And I've been a strategy project portfolio management consultant for over 20 years. And, this was very attractive to me to learn some of the insides and more deeper truths around implementing strategy. And I've actually written 2 books. One's called Culture is the Base. And
perfect.
The other one's called Workplace Jazz. So I'm excited about this conversation.
Oh, wonderful. Great to have you. Thanks, Harold. That's perfect. Now, apologies if I mispronounce your name. Obona, is that correct?
Yes, my name is Obona.
Obona, if you can go next, and then we're going to ask Dan and then Gary to share.
Okay.
Obona, do you want to share?
Come again, sir.
Yeah, please introduce yourself, where you're based, and what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Robin. My name is Wabona Meko. I work for a company called Barbaric Insurance Brokers. It's a subsidiary of a union called Botswana Public Employees Union. We are a broker. I'm working as an HR and admin manager.
Thank
Yes,
you. And how long have you been working for them?
I was working for a subsidiary called Barbaric Investment for almost 4 years. And then I think with Barbaric Insurance Brokers, I only have a year with them as an HR and admin manager.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining today. And then apologies if I don't get the pronunciation right. Is it Gao?
Come again?
Yeah, so thank you. I'm going to move on to the next. Oh, we've lost.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
Gao,
sorry.
Gao next. And then, Gao, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon. My name is Khao. You have to say it from the epiglottis. Khao.
My apologies. I do that, Gao. I'm Scottish.
Okay, my name is Khao Museu. I am from Botswana. I'm running a company called Maize Meadows Consulting. I'm a management consultant and have been running the consulting since 2015.
And Gao, I missed it. Where are you located?
I'm located in Botswana.
Botswana Swab. Okay, wonderful to have you. Thank you. My apologies, I didn't get the name quite right.
Don't worry, you did more than anybody else. Trust me.
The Scottish help. I can do the.
Yes.
Okay. Gerald, Marina, and then Murphy. Sorry, Gerald, we've done. Sorry, Marina, then Murphy. Can you just introduce yourself, where you're located, and what you do?
Hello.
Hi there.
I'm from Moscow. It's a job platform headhunter, and I'm organization development director. And my job is about implementation strategy, implementation new process, new culture, and transformation company inside of the company. And of course, this course very interesting for me because I like action and I like some transformation things which helps company to changing.
Okay, Spasiba, thank you.
Спасибо.
I used to go to Russia about twice a year before the pandemic. So enjoy. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And how long have you been in the Institute now? When did you join?
Yes, enjoying. We wait you in Russia after pandemic, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Who's next? I think it's Murphy next. Yes.
Hi, everyone. Murphy. I'm currently with Barbaric Insurance Brokers. I've been with the company for 16 months now. I'm the principal officer or the CEO. Thank you.
Okay, maybe. Thank you. And Taswana, as you were first on the call, and we had a chance to chat, but can you just introduce yourself to the rest of the group and then Yolanda?
Thank you so much, Robin. My name is Taone Sebalau. I work for Barbaric Insurance Brokers. I work as the underwriting and operations manager. I am in Botswana. I've been with the company for 10 years now. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And we spoke earlier. And Yolanda. Yolanda, are you with us? Okay. And then Antonio, there's a certain Monsieur Antonio Nieto Rodriguez with us. I don't know if he wants to say hello.
Hi, good to see you all. Nice to see everyone. And yeah, I'm co-founder with Robin on the Institute. And I think I know you all. So great to see you. Always a pleasure.
And you're all
Apologies,
very
I need
honored
to
because he
drop in
brushed his
15
hair for
minutes
this show.
for another call about the Institute with a big player. So thank you.
Thanks, Antonio. All right, so let me just share the screen. So we were able to do introductions there today because we're a smaller group. Going forward, because the membership is now almost 200, and as we continue to grow, when we have larger meetings, we're going to open up the calls 15 minutes earlier so we can do some networking, just like we used to do at conferences. You know, you would network over coffee before going in. Two things we're going to do now is I'm going to do an update on the latest developments, and then we're going to have a debate, which I'll come to in a few minutes. Let me, here are the numbers. We currently have 254 members. We're delighted that 72 of you have now become strategy implementation professionals, which has taken on its own name that everyone now refers to as SIPs, S-I-P. The pass rate has been 86%. And we'd like to congratulate our 5 newest SIP members, which is Felicity, Olawar Yunisolo, Mohammed Kier, Makarand, and Casey. So congratulations to all of you. We appreciate, you know, it is 12 weeks of commitment, plus the pressure for many of us going back to taking exams. And getting through it. So it's a wonderful achievement, and we're delighted to welcome you to the SIP, which is a certified strategy implementation professional. Moving forward, Antonio and I have started to think about the conference, and we're looking at dates for late February. And for those newer members, we held our first conference this year in February, which was on the future of strategy implementation. And we had some guest speakers who are our board of advisors, such as Professor Rita McGrath and Professor Tony O'Driscoll. And we had some corporate leaders, such as Singapore Airlines and our partner APMG, the CEO Richard, sharing their thoughts. We would like to just take this as an opportunity, just as an early brainstorm. We've been starting to think about how burned out everyone is getting from presentations. And we're thinking of different ways to make the conference interactive, to be there in person. And this is why after this discussion, we're going to then, we'll talk about something else we're going to launch next year, and then go into a debate. And we want to use it to experiment. Today, companies are all about experimentation, and it's very much a new way of working. In the past, you had to get it right the first time, but now customers allow you that luxury, that they give you that ability to try new things. So we hope you will let us do that. We would like your inputs if you have any thoughts about how we can make the conference more valuable for you. The working theme, we haven't finalized it, is the challenge of strategy implementation in a digital world, which is what we're working on at the moment as the working theme. And then what we're thinking about doing is having breakout debates and reverse town halls. Now, what's a reverse town hall? This is, instead of 50 minutes presentation and 10 minutes Q&A, just at the end, we can squeeze in one more question. We turn it around. And a thought leader presents for 10 minutes, provoking a topic, which I'm going to demonstrate in a few minutes. And then the group would ask questions to the thought leader. And we have 50 minutes of Q&A. So those are the two formats we're playing with and thinking about. I'm going to pause now and just ask if there's any suggestions, thoughts, or reactions to what we're considering for February.
This is Gerald. I like the idea because it gets everyone more involved and engaged. Also, the topic of because of digital transformation, it may be interesting to have the topic of machine learning and AI in either strategy implementation or project management, because I know that's a big topic and it's interesting to figure out what direction that's going.
I'm fully with you, Gerald. It was just the very last sentence. Figure out what direction machine learning and AI is going. That's a big ask. But thank you for the feedback. I like it. Thank you for your comments. Other reactions, please, comments.
Go ahead.
Dan, yeah, thank you. We'll let the ladies go first. Sylvia, hi,
Yeah.
great to see
Sylvia,
you.
go ahead.
I have one thought because I think most of the companies or countries, or especially in the US or Europe, are moving into the post-pandemic, most people moving back to the office. So I would like to, I'm very curious to see how the strategy implementation in the post-pandemic, especially we have kind of hybrid work model. Some people work online, some people offshore in other geographies, how you can collaborate together better to perform your strategy implementation, especially not only the hybrid work, but also the culture and the mindset changes.
Okay, so implementing in a hybrid world. Okay.
Yeah, in the post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic. Okay, I like your optimism that it'll be post-pandemic by then. Okay, so yeah, thank you. Dan, please.
Yeah, I mean, building on from what Sylvia's saying, it's a great point. I think what I was going to say is that digital transformation is an amazing opportunity, but how do we put that in the context of the fundamental challenge of human beings in change?
Yeah.
So we can ask that question, is digital transformation an aid, or is it a hurdle to enable change initiatives in the context of strategy implementation? I think that's a good question to ask. Okay. And it covers everything, the hybrid working office, new collaboration tools as an opportunity. And as I always think about organizations, the flow of information in the organization, and how is that going to be enabled or impeded by our changed world, which has changed in the last 2 years rapidly. That was all I was going to say.
Yeah, no, Dan, and just to emphasize what you're saying, I mean, you hear of people who joined a company and never met one of their colleagues in person.
Right. And how happy they are. Only having fun. Yeah. That's absolutely good point.
Okay. Any other reactions? Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Excellent. Any other inputs or comments?
I have one here. I think, and I'm sure that you have counted that in, but I think it's very important to address the leadership role in implementing strategies, because very often leaders are not quite sure about their roles, really. They get some consultants in to do it for them, or they expect people to do it by themselves, or they don't know how to take the conversations with people, with middle managers, etc., etc. So I think that's a very important part of the whole thing. Otherwise, we get too technical in how to implement strategies. It's also a question of leadership.
No, absolutely, Annie. Yeah, and leaders are continuously being challenged today, and they have to get the strategy right. And because of lower working capital, get it right the first time. So absolutely excellent point. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move forward in just a moment. Marina, you going to add?
Yeah. Oh, yes. And I think it's rather interesting. It's about transformation cultures at the company. Because they play a very important role to attracting people at this period and give them chance to change companies too.
Okay, and very apt, because we're going to talk about culture in just a few minutes. So absolutely, thank you. All right. Okay, so just so we stay on time, let me go forward. One other thing that we're going to be launching next year at the conference, and we just like to give you a heads up, is we're putting together now the governance around the fellowship, which thank you to those who have already shown interest and been asking. The strategy implementation professional, the SIP, is the core level. And for those who really want to reflect their advanced skills in strategy implementation, we're going to, as of next year, be offering the fellowship. Why next year? Because we've always said you need to have 2 years as a SIP. And we launched the Institute back in January last year. So we'll be starting by the end of the first quarter, people will start to qualify. So we'll be launching it at the conference with all the details and what's involved. But just to give you a heads up, this is not an exam. The focus is moving from knowledge to demonstrating the skill set. So this is going to be managing a project with feedback from your peers, from your people within your organization, and the interviews as well with the Institute. So we're just putting that together. It's going to be ready by the end of the year. For those who maybe weren't on last month's call, another thing that we'll be launching at the conference will be the body of knowledge. Antonio and I are currently updating the course, which is just about complete. And as we update the course, we're updating the body of knowledge as a book. It's over 300 pages, packed with the information that you learned on the course that will then supplement you to continue. So that will become available as well. Excuse me. We've just posted on the Institute, and both Antonio and I posted on our own personal as well. This month's survey question. So every month we take advantage of asking a question, and then next year we'll be publishing the research as well. So we're very simply looking that everyone's talking about digital transformation, but how many companies are actually involved in it? And we don't want to assume, so we've made it very easy for this month. Is your company currently pursuing digital transformation and in any form or manner? And it's a simple yes or no. Okay, so here we go into the debate. And as I explained, we want to use this as a pilot, as an experiment for the conference. We've all heard it. It's one of Drucker's most famous comments in the 1960s. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. But the statement is almost as old as Drucker himself. And the question is it still true? Now, and we have 14 of us on the call. So take out Antonio and myself. So there'll be about 5 or 6 people in each side. So I'm thinking just you'll be able to choose first, and then we might, or whether we pick. We'll come to that in a moment. But we're going to go to 2 sides. Those who argue, yes, culture still eats strategy for breakfast, or those who feel that strategy eats culture for dinner. Okay, so I'm going to present 3 bullet points for each one. Okay, and then we're going to vote to see who argued it best. So for those who feel that culture eats strategy for breakfast, what was at the core of Drucker's comment? Well, he pointed out the importance of the human factor in any company. It's the people who implement strategy. So you've got to have the right culture to drive the people. And he argued that no matter how solid your strategy, its success is held back by the people who are implementing it. And if they don't support it, you will fail. And then, another counter argument is to say, well, people, the culture or the strategy that stands out. So when you think of Starbucks, do you think of their strategy or do you think of the culture? When you think of Google, do you think of the culture or the strategy? And most people think of the culture. But on the other hand, and I'm just giving you 3 bullet points to warm us up, Drucker's comment was made 60 years ago when the Beatles were in the charts. Okay? And we're living, obviously, in a very different world today. For example, strategy life cycles are so much shorter. The average strategy life cycle is now only 3 to 4 years. And in some companies, they don't even have a strategy. It's just experiment. Throw it at the wall, see what sticks. And we've moved, for example, from SWOT to Pesto. And SWOT are becoming less used because it doesn't cover enough what's going on. SWOT, we all know. Pesto, if you're not familiar, is political, economical, social, technology. I've just forgotten the A, and legal. What's the A? Somebody help me out.
Should be an E, as in environmental.
Environmental, yeah. No, yeah, so thanks, Brianna. Yeah. So anyway, so it's political, economical, social, technical, and I think it's environmental and legal. And the point in Pesto is it's much more macro focused in what's happening with geopolitics and around the world in strategic shifts. So we're going to have a 10 minutes in the breakout rooms. And I'm hoping maybe we can you can choose which side you want, that it will balance out, which side you'd like to argue. And then your goal is to convince the other side. Then we will hold the debate, and then we're going to do a vote. Okay. So can I have a show of hands who would like to argue that strategy is more important than culture today? Murphy, thank you. Annie. Dan, thank you. One or two more, maybe just one more. Sylvia, okay, that's it. There we go. So, okay, so I'm just going to open the breakout rooms. So please spend the first minute, say hi to your to the people in the breakouts. Okay, so Vianney, Murphy, I'm just assigning you now, Sylvia and Dan. Did I miss anyone else who wants to argue that strategy is more important today?
Robin, this is Yolanda. Can you please add me to
yeah. Group? Hey, Yolanda, we missed you earlier. I was hoping you'd do an introduction. So thanks for, okay, there we go. So that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to now assign the rest. Okay, so enjoy your debate. We'll have 10 minutes. Your challenge is in your breakout, decide 5 to 6 key arguments beyond what I've already shared or build what I've already shared with you. And then you're going to have 3 minutes to present and challenge the other team to convince them that you're right. And then the other team will present and then we'll take a vote. Any comments or questions before we go to the breakout? All right, have a great discussion. I'll see you in the breakout rooms. Here we go. The rooms are open.